You only have that one chance to make the good first impression. Somebody doesn't like it the first time, chances are pretty good they're never gonna come back again. And that
Yeah,
sucks, and I hate it, but that's it's us coming where we've come from in the restaurant business, we will give places 2, even 3 tries, but most people will not. You
that's
got 1
true.
try and that's it. So,
You get one
do the work.
shot, do it right. All right, there we go. Well, welcome back to the Pizza King podcast. I'm your host Tyrell, joined with which seems like my old friend, but first time we've actually met face to face, even here on camera. Jake Johnson from Patriot Wood Fire Pizza up in Jefferson City, Tennessee. Jake, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, T, what's up, buddy? I've been waiting for this.
Man, you and me both, and it's funny because we've texted and emailed and talked offline, but we just hadn't had a chance to do this. And thank you for tapping me on the shoulder and say, "Hey, bro, I'm ready whenever you
Yeah.
are."
How long have you been doing it for? I feel like I've been following you for at least 5 years that I can remember.
Podcast is in this is year three, really year two consistently, but year three overall since we
Well, I've been
started it.
there since the beginning. Yeah, I've been to there since the beginning then for sure.
Yeah, but just making I think probably 5 years making content and posting on the platforms. I think ever since I had an episode with Bruce on his show, I've been just kind of going all in on content. So I appreciate the follow because, like I said, we've been connected and we've been talking, and it's important that people know. Look, that you can do this and you can be successful in this business. So thank you for coming on to tell your story.
Yeah, I mean, since we started the food truck in 2018, and I'd be on the food truck just making dough, doing prep work, and I just started finding all the podcasts. It was you, Bruce, with the Smart Pizza Marketing. Uh, actually, it was just on the what is it, the Pizza Story.
Well, Pizza with Erica, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I was on that one. I follow, man, what's good dough is another good one. He doesn't
Yeah,
really do much though these days.
Idris, well, he started making pizza.
Yeah, yeah,
he he
yeah,
got real busy.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, all those are good. They're just good to listen to, good to get good information out of for sure.
And part of that is having good people to talk to and operators that come on and tell their stories. Tell us about who you are and what you guys are doing up in Tennessee.
Yeah, so we moved here from Florida in 2017 in the Tampa area.
Yeah.
We lived. I was working in just, been working in kitchens for most of my adult life. Was just working a job up here that didn't really. 6 months into it, I was like, this is not working the way that it should be. If I can do this for somebody else, we might as well figure it out on ourselves. So yeah, I went home from work that day and I was like, listen, we need to. I have an idea. Just don't turn me down right away. And the wife was like, oh boy, here we go. So I want to start a food truck and put a brick oven on the back of it. And I mean, I've made pizzas at home, but I didn't never work in all the restaurants I ever worked in before. There was no pizza. It was just, you know, regular restaurants. So we just started going to work making. We have a big green egg at the house, so I was doing some pizzas on that. They weren't very good looking, and they didn't taste all that great either. We just kept going with it, and we bought a we bought a Forno Bravo. Had it shipped to the to Nashville. They put it on the trailer, and then I just started kind of testing with it. And we were actually opened, I think, less than 6 months after we had the idea of doing the food truck.
What made you decide that pizza was the way you wanted to go?
It was just we live in a really small town in East Tennessee, and the options for pizza are not great to say the least. I mean, we've got
Right.
the Pizza Hut, Little Caesars, Papa John's, Hungry Howie's. We have all those, but there's no decent pizza.
Yeah.
There's definitely
Independent,
no.
authentic.
There's nothing that you have to go to Knoxville or Rochester. I mean, with 30-mile radius anywhere from here, there's nobody else that does wood-fired pizza. So it took a while to get people used to what we're doing for sure here in East Tennessee. But They caught on.
They caught on and they love you. I've seen you voted best pizza in
Yeah,
the area, several times now at this point,
yeah.
and you're a few years into the journey. But I want to go back to the beginning. So as you're doing your research and you're trying to figure out, how you're going to bring this pizza idea to life, was it always Neapolitan style, or was it trying different disciplines or different styles until you found what was unique enough for you?
No, it's funny. I actually heard, I don't remember which place it was, one of the restaurants out in California, they do wood fired, and it was the wife said, we just everything we do it the hardest way that we could possibly think of doing it, and that's just what we're doing. Yeah, I don't know. It was never really any other style but Neapolitan for some reason. No, that's not even what I didn't grow up on that or anything. It's just kind of
Yeah.
that's where we fell. I don't know.
It's like you picked up one of the hardest styles to master, along with one of
Yeah.
the hardest pieces of equipment to manage too.
Yeah, yeah. Try to teach somebody how to manage that oven, on a Friday dinner service. It's not for the faint of heart for sure.
Do you remember the first night or the first day that you opened the truck and you decided, well, I mean, you're all in before you open the truck, but do you remember what that first day or first weekend was like?
Yeah, so we did one of the first events we did was I don't know, like a farmers market or something at the one of the schools here. And we had no idea what we were getting into. We It was me and the wife, and all of a sudden we've got a line and we're just we're falling fast. So one of our friends that we had just met jumped on the truck and he's just doing whatever he could to help out. But yeah, it was a nightmare. Hour long ticket times and yeah, we learned real quick that that's yeah. But yeah, no, wouldn't go back, man. Love it.
What Well, I mean, you gotta have those hard lessons to learn what you need and how to make adjustments. What are you still doing now? Because now you're 7 years in, 8 years, going on 8 years, it sounds like, and you're into the brick and mortar, but what did you bring from the truck into the shop, and what did you have to leave behind as far as just processes and systems?
Yeah, I mean that's still one thing that I really need to tighten up on.
Okay.
I'm a old school, just I make pizzas, you know what I mean? I don't We have, obviously the recipes and stuff, but I really need to figure out how to get better at, having all that stuff written down. If we ever do decide to grow, you know what I mean? We just have to have it worked out. So that's definitely one of the things I have to work better on for sure is just trying to learn.
If you had to pick one thing to create a system around, what would you start with?
I guess probably just our process. Like I have everything in my brain, it's all there. I know how to do it, but trying to teach everybody else to do it the way that I think it should be done. I just don't have that mentality, I guess.
If you're a pet owner who wants real talk on training, behavior, and everyday life with animals, check out the Fresh Patch Podcast. Hosted by Drew and Gabe, we cover the wins, the challenges, and everything in between. So wherever you listen, search the Fresh Patch Podcast, where good pets get it.
Man, you got to take that phone and make that video.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of people do like the meta glasses and stuff.
Yeah.
That'd probably be a good place to start.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I would say start with one thing. When you came up with the idea, where did the name Patriot? How did you decide that Patriot was the right name? Because it's got a
Yeah.
nice ring to it.
Well, yeah, well, oddly enough, so the area that we live in, there's a lot of it just kind of fell that way. I've always loved this country. It's just kind of how I was raised, but there's a lot of other businesses in the area that are Patriot. So it just kind of fell in, but had nothing to do with that.
It just worked at where you were,
Yeah,
and it worked for the
yeah,
area.
yeah. I mean, the high school, the mascot is the Patriots, and there's a couple other businesses that are Patriot, but it just worked out how it worked out.
Oh, I love that. What was the hardest part about working on the truck?
Man, some of those days in the summer time got real warm, upwards
Yeah,
of like 120. Yeah, that's no joke. I don't miss that for sure. You can't have, we didn't have AC on the truck, but you couldn't anyways, just because, I mean, you got an AC unit next to a fire. I mean, this just wouldn't have it wouldn't have done anything for us. So.
Did do you still have the truck?
No, we sold the truck when we opened this. So we've got actually have we have two. I don't know if you've seen any pictures of the inside of the shop, but we have two brick ovens next to each other, and one
Okay.
of them is actually from the food truck.
So you broke the truck down, sold off what you could in order
Yeah,
to get open.
yeah. So that we had that oven, then we bought a bigger Forno Bravo, and that's actually the one we do all the pies in. The smaller one, it's kind of like our app oven, chicken wings, garlic knots, stuff like that.
How many seats you got in there?
Seat five, I believe, but only eight of them are tables. So all the rest of the seating is like counter, and we've got some window seats. But it gets pretty hectic in here on the weekends for sure.
My goodness.
Yeah, we're only like 1,200 square feet, I think, total.
With dining, so that's pretty tight kitchen, right?
Yeah. Well, the kitchen, I mean, is probably a third of the whole restaurant is just the kitchen,
Yeah.
and it's all open.
I love that, man. What was it about what you were doing on the truck that made you decide, like, hey, I think we're ready to move into something bigger and something more permanent?
Yeah, I mean, we were just getting to the point we were getting busy enough that it was either, hey, we have to get another truck and trust that we find somebody that we can trust to run that because we can't run two trucks at once, or do what we said we were never going to do when we opened this business was open a restaurant. We said we would never do a restaurant because we're both,
Well,
my wife is, I met my wife in the restaurants, so we're both know that you're there, you're living it all the time, every day, even when you're not there, you're living it. So here we are,
so
doing the one thing we said we'd never do.
you said you wouldn't, but then it found you anyways. Was there was there pressure from the community or people asking, where you guys located at? Where's your store? How do I get you when you're not here?
Yeah, that was always the thing is people, I mean, you always post your schedule on Facebook or whatever, where you're going to be, but if you're not at the top of that person's feed or on their mind that day, they're not going to, they're not going to find you. So we needed
Right.
something that was more concrete, more, hey, you can find us here these days instead of trying to find us in this town this day, or we're only in one town twice a month. So now you've only got 2 days out of a whole month to remember that we're even there. It's a hard, a food truck is not an easy, it's a hard road to
Yeah.
go down for sure.
Did did that experience though, kind of moving around town to town, and I've talked to somebody else about it too. Like, did that help you decide where you needed to be with the brick and mortar too?
Well, we live here in Jeff City.
So it was like
The
close to home.
house is, but yeah, house is 5 minutes down the road, which is really nice. But yeah, the traveling helped us out a lot to get exposure for sure.
Okay.
I don't think that if we started the brick and mortar in this little town off the bat, I don't know if it would have survived. I really don't.
Okay. So you
Yeah,
built your brand and then found the home. I
yeah,
think that's an important lesson for anyone that's listening. It was, even if it wasn't in that to go find where we needed to be, it was so that people could find who we were and,
yeah. 'Cause we're
fall in
definitely
love.
I hear Bruce say a lot about he's big on TikTok and YouTube, and we're on Facebook, Instagram, and then we're trying to get on TikTok a little bit, but this is definitely a Facebook area that we live in
Okay.
for sure. I think we're like just under 10,000 Facebook followers, and
That's
we've got
good.
like 14 Instagram. So it's like our demographic is definitely Facebook for sure.
Yeah. That's good though. I mean, and as long as your people know where to find you, that's what's important, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Was there anything go ahead.
We're for sure. I mean, we don't really do marketing per se. We just got a billboard here in town like 4 months ago, and that's kind of helped out a little bit, but we don't really, it's always been just Facebook and Instagram for the most part.
Yeah. And that's worked out. Do you run like deals or anything like that on the platform?
We did, what's funny is we did for a little while, and I heard I don't remember who it was, but one of the podcasts, somebody said I only give it away for free or they pay full price. So either I give somebody a free pizza. We do things that we've hooked up with some of the realtors in town. And I give them
Yeah,
a little coupon that's like, hey, when they buy a house, they give them the coupon, bring it to us, and we'll give you a free large pie. So we're the first place you find in town when you move here, which is kind of helpful to get that, you know, they come here first, chances are they're going to come back.
yeah. And do you run like a loyalty program or like an email list or something just to when you
Yeah,
do get them in?
we I tried. I get so many other things going on and stuff like
Yeah,
that just falls by the wayside, you know.
I
That's
like that though.
another.
But I like the idea of bringing them in, giving them a free pizza, bring them in the door, introduce yourself. And
Yeah.
it's a good way, like first pie on us. Come give us a try.
And I'll do it if, one of the local places once in a while. I'll take a pie to the local doctor's office and give them some menus at lunchtime, just because it's such a small town, they can go in and they'll be like, oh, I know you, but I didn't know you own this pizza place. I see you at Walmart all the time. I just didn't know who you were. Sometimes it's not good to live in a small town, and other times it's not half bad.
Well, you are the pizza guy in town, I'm sure now at this point.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
It's like weird if you're not there.
Uh, well, I went into CVS the other day to get a prescription, and I heard the girls behind the counter saying, "No, we don't want pizza today." I was like, "Well, it's a good thing you're not getting pizza because I'm not open today." And they're like, "Oh, who are you?" And then we get into the conversation of, "Oh, I'm Patriot Pizza." She's like, "Oh, I love Patriot Pizza." I'm like, okay, awesome.
Well, that feels good. I mean, to hear people talk about it and know that they love it.
Yeah, for sure.
One of the things I've seen you post about is just like the community involvement. I know you talked about things with the high school teams and, some of the stuff that you do there. What's that been like for you as someone who moved to the community but has been involved with the community?
Yeah, it's cool. We do like the athlete of the week. If the whatever I think it's usually the football team. They'll send us a picture of the athlete of the week and some of their stats, and we post it. And they come in and get a free 10-inch pie and a drink. It's just something little to, you know, people enjoy it. Kind of goes well with the community.
And you just let the teams kind of decide who they want to highlight and you'll handle your part of it.
Yeah, yeah, we'll post it on our social medias, and it hasn't really. It, we don't get as much out of it as I hoped we would. Most of the time, we don't even see the player of the week come in, so it's just kind of. I'd love to give them, free pizza, but if they don't come, I can't give them free pizza.
Come on, guys, go get that pizza.
Come get that
What?
pizza, man.
Free pizza? And you're not going to get it? What are you doing?
Yeah,
What's been the most surprising thing about the pizza business for you?
man. It's definitely everybody talks about it, so it's kind of beating a dead horse at this point. But the community itself is just really cool. I've never,
Yeah.
of all the other restaurants I've worked in or whatever, it's the pizza community is just so willing to help out if you need anything. I can message somebody on Instagram and 8 times out of 10 they'll message back and you know, I just messaged Chef Leo a couple weeks ago about a mixer and it took him a couple weeks to get back, but he got back to me.
Yeah.
Chef Leo, that's about as big as it gets.
That's a big deal. And he's busy.
Yeah. So that's just
That is really
that's how
awesome.
cool the pizza community is for sure.
So, I mean, are you going to expos? You doing any of the shows?
Man, the expo's been on my bucket list for probably at least the last 5 years. We don't have the staff to be able to either run it while we're here or we can't close for a week. We already close. We actually close for 2 weeks in the summertime, right when kids get out of school, and
Okay.
then we close for 2 weeks right at Christmas. So we've got that. We're closed for a month already out of the year, which is
Are those
nice for our
are
staff. We
those
know when.
your vacation times? And
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We take our vacation those 2 months here, 2 weeks here, 2 weeks there. That's nice. It's nice knowing that you're got those times scheduled that you can close down. And at this point, we're 2 years in, so most of our customers know that we're going to be closed down for those 2 weeks. They think it's good for our staff, and it's just nice to be able to breathe once in a while.
yeah, I wish that those are lessons that I'd learned earlier in pizza that
Yeah,
you could take a break or you can run a 5-day or a 6-day schedule, and you'll be fine. And you don't have to stay up until 11 o'clock at night
Yeah.
to get sales in a pizza shop.
Yeah. Yeah. We think we tried to stay open until 9 the first couple months we were open, and it wasn't worth it. That extra hour was like we didn't really do much business anyways. We have people coming all the time and they're like, why aren't you open till 9 o'clock? And it's like, would you be here you come in at 8:45, so come in at 7:45. What's the difference? What's the difference?
Yeah. Well, once people learn who you are, what you do, and then they just adjust. They'll
Yeah.
adjust. If they want the pizza, they'll adjust.
Yeah. And most of the town shuts down at 8 o'clock anyways, anyways. I mean, there's not much open past 8 o'clock in town besides the chains, stuff like that. But it's just Sunday, the town's closed. I think that Mexican and Chinese are the only two things open, and they're packed.
Really?
And we'd probably be packed too, but I'd rather be off on Sunday.
Yeah. We take the break, man.
You can find me on Tuesday through Saturday. And most of the people don't find us till Friday and Saturday, which is like, man, I just wish y'all would come Wednesday for dinner instead of wait till I'll come till Friday.
And then, you have to get the wait time, and you do all that. What's your,
I think I just was answering this the other day. I think we have a total of 13 pizzas on our menu. And then we've got, two salads. We've got 5 or 6 appetizers. And then we do a cookie skillet, which is pretty bomb. We've got a salted caramel double chocolate cookie.
hold
We
on.
do 4 of them. We do 4 of them. We cook them in the skillet, and then we put some ice cream, vanilla bean ice cream on top with Mike's hot honey and some really good olive oil. It's pretty bomb.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Where, where did you do that? What? Open a
Yeah.
cookie
Yeah.
shop.
So yeah, we do. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but Georgia Farms olive oil. You ever heard of them?
No.
Yeah, they're out of somewhere in the middle of Georgia. I don't really know exactly where. It's the only olive oil farm east of the Mississippi that grows olives for olive oil. It's smooth, man. It's
Great,
really
legit.
good. It's pretty
I'm gonna write
expensive.
it
I think
down.
it costs it's like $80 a gallon once you figure in the shipping. But man, it's really good.
Did you have any issues like sourcing products, being in a small town?
Well, so we strictly use PFG and we've used them since day one. So like
Okay.
I've got a really good relationship with them now to where I can
Okay.
call them up and be like, hey, we use Bianco de Napoli tomatoes. And I called them up and I was like, I really want to use these tomatoes. And there was one other shop in Knoxville that uses them. So they kind of had like that amount sourced for them. So
Yeah.
they just kind of brought in a couple more. And now we're the only two. Most customers don't think that it's not even on their inventory. Like if somebody's on the app trying to find, it's not even on there. You can't order them. Just stuff like that is really nice to be able to have a relationship with the purveyor like
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely. No, well, PFG's they're the leader. We
Yeah,
use
I
the
mean,
same.
it's the same thing as you. Everybody uses Cisco or PFG. Everybody can get the same stuff, but it's how you go about using it. You know, we use Bianco de Napoli tomatoes and Baccio, and it's a perfect combination. Now somebody else could be using it, but your crust might be a little different, or
Yeah.
we're at 3.1% salt, which is pretty high in the dough, but I don't know, it just gives it a
It works the way you
different.
want it to work.
Yeah.
How did you so that's a whole other process is, deciding on recipes and really becoming the chef behind the scenes that makes it all work. What was that process like for you? Where did you learn and how did you continue to, develop the flavors and the menu?
That's really just all I've ever known, man. I've been working in kitchens since I was 18. So you work kitchens all over the place, and I've worked at kitchens out in Wyoming, Florida, just all over. You just get used to all I know is cooking. So it just kind of
Yeah.
went together really well. Just
That's
say
the
the other thing that I always say is sandwiches transition into pizza like awesome.
so if
We do a
you're
French,
saying if it's a good sandwich, it can be a good pizza.
yeah. For sure. Yeah, we do a lot of the feature pizzas we do are based on sandwiches. We do a French dip pizza, so it's got like a horseradish we do a bacon mayonnaise on our Philly pizza. So it's like a
Nice.
bacon infused mayonnaise. So then on the French dip, we do a horsey bacon mayonnaise base, cheese, roast beef. I do like some caramelized onions, and then you dip it in that au jus. Oh man, it's good.
Man, you're having fun.
Yeah, then we do what are some of the other ones? We do a bacon cheeseburger pizza. We do Thanksgiving sandwich pizza. That's pretty bomb. So we do
It's
like
got like
I do
cranberry sauce on it.
yeah, I do like the turkey gravy base, the stuffing, and I do like a cream cheese cranberry drizzle on top.
Come on.
It's good. It's good.
Oh man, you're having the most fun.
Yeah, I mean, what's pizza? It's supposed to be fun. If you're not having fun, what are
Has
we
there ever
doing?
ever been one that you loved and it just like nobody else liked it?
Yeah, there's been a few of those that like we do them as features, and I'm like really excited about them, and then like we sell a couple dozen though. We do it 2 weeks at a time, so every
Okay.
2 weeks we'll change that feature pizza, and sometimes it's just like I did one a couple months ago that had a sliced pork tenderloin. Uh, what else was on that? Sliced pork tenderloin. I had like sautéed broccolini. We did some pickled onions on it. I don't remember the base, but it was really good, like really good. And people just they don't get it. I guess they're just nervous. They're like nervous to spend the whatever $25, and they don't like it. They don't like it. They lost $25. So I get it, but just trust me. Just
Was it
trust me.
was that a challenge or a barrier for you in the beginning too? Because not only are you bringing a new style of pizza with wood fire Neapolitan style, that also brings a different pizza price point. Was that something that was met with a little bit of resistance in the beginning?
Yeah, it is, but our pizzas are definitely underpriced for sure. And we just kind of had to, it was either let's stay competitive with the other places in town, or if we're going to raise them a little bit, we're probably going to end up just losing some people just based on the fact, oh, you're way more expensive than the place down the street. I mean,
Yeah.
we're competitive with the other small pizzerias in town, I guess I'm trying to say.
Yeah. It's
And
still
we
it's still
definitely,
underpriced for your product.
oh, for sure. I think we do 10-inch and 14-inch.
Okay.
I think a 14-inch pepperoni is $18 plus tax. Either 18 or 19, I can't remember.
That- yeah, that's really cheap.
In Knoxville, if we were in Knoxville doing the same thing, it'd probably be 25 for a pepperoni or something like that. We're definitely cheap for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can find 14-inch, really well crafted pizzas in 30, 35, $40 at this point.
Yeah, not here, not in Jefferson City.
Depending on where you are. I
Yeah,
went to a place and I mean, I think I showed it, but yeah, I paid a lot of money for a 14-inch pizza and I couldn't believe it, but people do it.
yeah. I mean, we use Caputo flour, so that alone is double the price of most flours that people are using for their
Are you
pizza
doing
dough.
Americana,
We use the blue bag.
the blue bag?
Yeah, I think it's like $57 a bag or something like that. Yeah, yeah,
We got to get you at least managing the processes so we're not throwing any food away
yeah, for sure.
because that food costs some money.
Yeah,
Do you use your off days to kind of handle some of the prep? And just from talking, it sounds like obviously you're doing a whole lot of making
I'm
sure
most
things
of
go.
the. Yeah, I'm probably more hands-on than a lot of other pizza owners. I would think. I don't know. I could be wrong. We're closed Monday. Today's Monday, right? We're in here doing prep.
Hmm.
In here doing prep. Sunday, I'm in here doing the order for the Monday delivery. That's
Yeah.
only 45 minutes an hour out of the day, but it's still you're going to the restaurant.
Hmm. And it's never just
Like the
that.
Yeah, and something else, if something's broken or pipes busted, or you come in and somebody forgot to close the refrigerator door on Saturday night, which hasn't happened, luckily. But it's those things that are always there.
Well,
Yeah.
knock on wood for you. I don't want that to happen.
Now, luckily, I found these cool little like monitors on Amazon. They're just little things you pop in the refrigerator and you monitor it from your phone. That's definitely taking a big load off worry of, man, is the cooler something wrong with it? They're
So
only
if
like $100 for.
it goes out of range, it sends you an alert.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and you can set whatever the range is. Yeah,
Yeah,
those are a
I love
lifesaver
those.
for sure.
Yeah, love those. Tell me one thing that you would tell yourself 7 years ago before you started this. Like, what do you know now that you would warn yourself about back then?
I guess just be. You gotta trust people. They're either gonna surprise you or they're gonna not surprise you and do what you thought they were gonna do. But you gotta trust them to do what you're hiring them to do. If you're hiring somebody to be a manager, you can't go above them. You've gotta trust that they can either do it or they're not gonna do it. You're gonna have to move on. But you can't just you can't just run yourself
Yeah.
raw, just trying to be everywhere all the time. It's not possible.
How many years did you spend doing it all?
Well, we had the food truck for 5 years. So I think for the first 3 years, I was making all the dough every day. And then we finally got somebody that could come in and do the dough. But I was every 5 years, we think we're open 4 days a week. I made every single pizza that came out of that food truck. Every single one. Every single garlic nut, every single chicken wing. We did chicken wings on the food truck too. So
Did you let that go as soon as you went into the store?
let what go? The food truck?
The chicken wings.
But yeah, that was probably, we sell so many chicken wings. It's crazy. But yeah, so we do them on a cast iron skillet in the oven. No fryers. We don't have any fryers,
Oh,
no
okay.
microwave. Yeah. So we do them on a cast iron skillet. We par bake them. So we par bake them in the morning before we light the fire. The oven's still like 500 degrees from the night before.
Okay.
So we par cook the chicken wings, par cook our bacon, and then yeah, we cook them, finish them on a skillet, toss them in sauce. Yeah, they're pretty good. I'm not really
Man,
a big chicken wing guy, but they're really good.
are you making your own hot sauces too? Your own wing sauces?
Yeah, we make. Yeah, I mean, we buy Frank's and add a bunch of stuff to it. But yeah, we do. We call it a Buffalo Ranch. So we just add a bunch of ranch powder to it. People will be like, I don't like ranch dressing. It doesn't have ranch dressing in it. It's just got ranch powder. So give it a try.
Oh man, all right.
Yeah, we make our garlic butter. It's really good. We make our saw with the tomatoes. We make most everything. There's some stuff that's just you can buy. It's just as good, like pesto. You can make a really good pesto, but you can also buy a pretty decent pesto. So save
It's kind
yourself
of
the time.
yeah. What do you like? What do you want to do versus what do you have to do?
Yeah, for sure. Would I rather be able to come up with some new recipes or waste my hour making pesto? So weigh the pros and the cons.
So if you're running, specialty pies every 2 weeks or for 2 weeks every 2 weeks. At what point do you decide? Is it kind of right up until the last minute before you decide what's going out, or do you have a plan kind of for the next few weeks or next few months?
No, it's usually the Thursday. So like the Thursday before I do that order for the next week, I'm like, do I have to order something that we don't have?
Okay.
Or do we have stuff here and I can it's kind of just how I'm feeling. You know, have we not done this one for a long time?
Yeah.
Or are we trying something new out? Usually I've been working on one and I've tried it a few times and it's not there yet. So we'll try it a couple different ways. And this next, this next 2 weeks, we're doing the meatball marinara.
Okay.
Um, I had been previously buying meatballs because I was like, if we're gonna do this, let's do it. So I bought some Italian sausage and some ground beef, and I made meatballs, and they're pretty good. So I think we'll roll that the next 2 weeks. Do a little red sauce base, some pesto, some meatballs, some pecorino romano.
That's gonna be good. You ever surprise yourself? Like, I didn't know. Like, you have skills and you have talent in the kitchen and you've been cooking and you've been doing it, but do you ever just surprise yourself like, whoa, that came out way
Once in a
better than
while.
even I was expecting.
Yeah, sometimes if you get the goosebumps, you know it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did sometimes we'll just do like employee pizzas that we're never gonna sell. We did a Zaxby built. We had like the Zaxby's chicken on it. We did the waffle fries and pickles with that Zaxby sauce when it comes out. It was pretty good.
That was actually I think the last pizza that we made in we had the store in Brandon we sold in the summer. I think the last pizza that we made was a Zaxby's pizza. JR and I would
Yeah.
always do like once a week, just do something crazy. I'm pretty sure that was the last one because his son loved it when we did it before.
Yeah. I actually I tagged Zaxby's on Instagram and they liked it. So I was like, that was pretty cool.
That's a win.
Yeah. Yeah.
I keep
So the
tagging
next
Stanislaus trying to get some free product.
Yeah, yeah. That's what one day last week, I woke up and pulled up Facebook, and like the top 5 notifications were all liked from Bianco de Napoli. I was like, sweet, that's a good way to start the day.
Yeah, I like that. You see
Yeah,
me, I'm here.
yeah, yeah. I don't think they do. I know Stanislaus does like that tour. I don't know if Bianco does or not. That'd be pretty cool if they did.
That would be
Maybe check
cool.
that out.
And I mean, especially now with, it's very limited with the amount of operators that are willing to pay that price and really, go that extra mile with the tomatoes. So they should do
Yeah,
something for you guys because there's not. I mean, I know some folks that are doing it, and every one of those pizzas is like super high end.
yeah. I bet they're not $18.
I don't know why you're doing. Well, I know why you're doing it, but you have to. You have to for now.
Yep.
You got to get those guys to raise their prices too.
Yeah, that's the thing is like we try to every year we'll raise, a dollar or whatever, but raise the sodas 50 cents, but that's not really going to cut it.
Yeah. What's your vision for Patriot with Fire Pizza? Like, what's the next 5 years look like?
The next 5 years, I don't, we'll have to see. We've got some thoughts up in the air about things we might want to do. Are we going to get another one of these? Are we going to, I don't know. I struggle with letting somebody else run it with me not being there. So
Yeah.
I'll have to get past that for sure, but we've still got a few more years before we have to worry about that.
Any candidates out there in the pipeline that could be the next store manager, shift manager?
Yeah, it's because we live in a college town, so we do have a lot of college kids that work for us, and they're here for a year or two or a semester or two, and
Mm,
then they go back home. It's hard to
kind of like
you'd
a
have to you'd have to sweeten
revolving
the
door.
pot really really well to I think get somebody like that to stick around. But I don't know, we've talked about getting back into catering, possibly, maybe
Okay.
going down that route. Another mobile, not a full food truck, but just like one of those mobile, you know,
Pop up
ovens
kind of
on
deal.
wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah, or doing a couple of Gosneys or something. Man, if I probably would have gone that way if those were around whenever we started the food truck. A couple of the what Arc XLs on a trailer instead of a full blown 4,000 pound oven on a trailer probably would have.
Yeah. I remember talking to my buddy Nick, and he was doing wood fired out of a trailer too over in North Carolina. And he said that they hadn't planned for the weight distribution initially. And it was
Yeah,
like it was gonna knock the trailer off the axle.
yeah. I think I remember listening to that episode.
Like that had to be wild. He's like, we were like rolling down, like trying to keep the oven stable while
Yeah, it's
rolling.
like, well, where we are, we have people, we're close to like Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge and stuff like that. So people are getting married out there all the time, and people, reach out to us, hey, can you cater our wedding? And it got to the point where we would physically have to go there in our car before we could commit to doing the wedding because sometimes they're just like straight up the side of a mountain in the middle of Gatlinburg, and we were like, we
It's like
we can't. No, I'm sorry. I would love to take your money, but like I can't risk my trailer rolling down the side of this hill.
the things those are the small details that folks need to know about if they ever decide they want to do it. Would you recommend going the food truck route first, even though you're a couple of years into the brick and mortar? Would you still recommend going that route for someone starting out?
For sure. I think it's definitely a good way to get your name out there, kind of build the brand. It's definitely a good way to get more eyes on you traveling,
Right.
especially if you're traveling to, different cities, even if they're only 20, 25, 30 minutes apart from each other. Some of those people won't travel to what other city you're set up in, or we have people all the time. We used to set up the food truck in Dandridge. It's literally 20, 25, 30 minutes from here. And we have people just refuse to come to the restaurant because it's so far away.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's farther than I drive, farther than I like to drive.
Yeah. Now they'll
Oh,
go to Knoxville or Pigeon Forge, which is, 40, 45 minutes, an hour away, but they won't. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Not for me to make
yeah,
sense of, I guess.
yeah, that's their choice, their rules. You mentioned earlier that you don't do any of the traditional, forms of marketing, meaning
Yeah.
you've let word of mouth kind of take his course. You just show up. But what's been the biggest reason? How do you drive awareness without the traditional routes?
I think probably the biggest reason for doing it the way we're doing it is just it's always been me and my wife. We don't have any partners or investors or anything like that, so it's all just money coming out of our pockets. So that's probably the biggest factor why we have done it the way we have.
Well, it's working, but in that process, I'm wondering what's your method or what's your mode or thought process around turning a first timer with maybe a free pizza from a realtor into somebody that's a regular for you. Like how do you make sure that you know who that person is, and then we're going to touch them and make sure they come back.
Yeah, I think it's just we know a lot of our customers. We know a lot of them by name and their kids. Either they've been coming since we started the food truck or they've been coming since we opened the restaurant. They just come in and know that it's a friendly atmosphere and we try to know what's going on with them or if they're, hey, we know you just went on vacation. How was it? People appreciate that. They
Yeah.
really do. Whether you think they do or not, they do. We've got this one little old lady, Miss Barney. She comes in every Friday. She used to come in with her husband before he passed away. We've got a special chair for her at the bar because all of our bar stools are higher than they used to be. So Miss Barney has her own little chair, and she likes the fried cheese appetizer that we do, but she can't eat the whole thing. So I make a special half one just for
A
her,
half
just for Miss
size.
Barney. Yeah, and she loves it. She loves us. We love her.
That's awesome. Well, it sounds like you've really become a staple in the community over these few years. I mean, that's a great thing. It's got to be more fulfilling than any other part of it, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, some days coming to work can suck. I mean, it's not all rainbows and sunshine, but
Yeah.
for the most part, it's like when you get here, you're like, okay, we're doing something right here. People are enjoying us. Kind of wish you feel that way, like more on Tuesdays and Wednesdays or at lunchtime when there's nobody in here. But it's just is what it is. I don't know. For some reason, people think pizza is Friday and Saturday.
It's like carved into the American tradition. Friday nights, pizza night, right?
Yeah, yeah.
To Taco Tuesdays and pizza on Friday.
Yeah, we even tried doing so we do like a kids eat free on Tuesdays. I mean, people love free food for kids, so we do like a little 8-inch pizza for kids if they come in with their parents or whatever. And that even is just kind of we'll get like 4 or 5, but like I just thought I was gonna take off because it's free pizza for the kids, just
I'm thinking
kind of
like trying to stretch an 8-inch pizza. I would be so mad at you in the kitchen. Why did he do this? Like,
what's this guy
why are we
doing?
doing this? Trying to
Yeah,
kill me.
it's not. It's
My
funny.
guy, my guys are so mad at me. We picked up a catering deal, and it was for personal pizzas for a softball league, and it's like 60 10-inch
Yeah.
pizzas, and they're like so pissed off. Like, why? No, I can't.
Do you guys not do
Just
10-inch?
We do, but we don't do a bunch of them, and
Yeah.
it's the hardest one to stretch because it's just so small, and the dough is usually not relaxed enough because we're not pulling them out.
Right.
It's just not a big seller, so they stay in the cooler, and it just becomes a pain it's just a total pain when you have to do a bunch of them. And we use screens, so we only have like a dozen of them, and
Right.
it's just the whole process just is more painful than it should be to make you know
Yeah.
50 pizzas or 60 pizzas.
That's a whole nother thing people don't realize is like if you don't let the dough sit out for at least an hour minimum, it's gonna be a nightmare to work with. None of it sits out for, it's a slow day and it sits out for 4 hours, which I personally like it better that way. But my wife yells at me every time. She's like, I cannot work with this dough. I'm like, I'm sorry, but it just is what it is.
Yeah. Well, I wish it was gone. I wish it wasn't here.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish you weren't working with it too.
We got to do it. Jake, it's been really fun to talking to you. Where can people follow you and stay tuned into the store? Because somebody may be in Knoxville and want to make the drive over and come see you.
Yes, for sure. For sure. We have people travel. We have some regular customers that'll drive 45 minutes one way and they come once a month at least. So that's
I
cool.
love it.
But yeah, man, you can find us on pretty much all of them. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok is at Patriot Wood Fired Pizza. So, and if you're ever in East Tennessee, come check us out in Jefferson City.
Please go check them out. You guys ever make it back to Florida at all?
But we try not to.
Uh,
We try not to, but yeah, if we ever come back down, we'll definitely
Peace.
stop by. Or you're in Tampa, right? West
Yeah,
Shore.
yeah. West Shore. We just picked up the one in Valrico, so just a little east of Brandon, like in between Brandon and Plant City.
Yeah, yeah. We moved from Newport Richie, so I know
Yeah,
exactly where you're at.
yeah. If you're ever in the area, come get a pizza on me, and
For sure,
I'll
man.
make something special. We'll do a Zaxby's or something.
Yeah, for sure. Likewise, if you're ever up here, man, for sure.
I'd meet you. I got some family there on the other side of the state, but get that close. Sometimes you just got to make the trip and make it happen.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Thank you for joining me. This has been a fun conversation. If you could leave one piece of advice for a new operator looking to get into the pizza business, what would you tell them?
Definitely put the reps in before you put it out to the masses. Do your research, test it out more than a few times because you only have more times than not. You only have that one chance to make the good first impression. Somebody doesn't like it the first time, chances are pretty good they're never going to come back again. And that
Yeah,
sucks and I hate it. But it's us coming where we've come from in the restaurant business, we will give places 2, even 3 tries, but most people will not. You
that's
got
true.
one try and that's it.
That's so true.
So
You get one
either or.
shot. Do it right. Do it right.
Yep, sure.
Thank you so much, Jake. Tell Holly she's got to come for the next one.
Yes, sir, we'll do. We definitely need to talk again for sure.
Absolutely. Thanks again. If you've gotten any value out of this episode or any of our other episodes, I need you to do me a favor. Go leave us a review. Every review on Apple, every 5-star rating on Spotify helps this show find more operators just like you and helps them get that same value that you're taking away from this episode. And as a thank you, anytime somebody leaves a review, sends me a screenshot, just DM me a screenshot of your review, I'm going to send you a free gift, something awesome, something cool. I'll send you a gift, whoever leaves a review. That's the challenge. Go leave a review, DM me a screenshot of it, and then I'll get you something. I got you something special from your boy. Now let's get back into the episode. Peace.